Bill Haney is calling for Ryan Garcia to be banned. Now, Bill Haney is the father, the cornerman, the trainer of Devin Haney. I'm assuming that you knew that, but he's calling for Ryan Garcia to be banned. And before I can respond to that, it's at what point does the show begin versus the show has come to an end? Like what part of reality are we operating within? Should Ryan Garcia be banned? Of course not. No human should. Ryan Garcia hasn't even had an adjudication. Of course, we would not ban him or take his livelihood or label him anything without him having a fair adjudication. To start with, let's just start with that. Secondly, how is he not already banned? We've never seen a drug test fail like this. We have never seen a drug test fail where it gets revealed to the world by the opponent who lost via social media, as opposed to through the commission itself that oversaw it, or from a media source that the commission leaked to and said, hey, you didn't get it from me, but here's the truth, right? I mean, it never. And then not only is that how we found out was through the opponent, Devin Haney, we got confirmation of it from Ryan himself. This has never happened. Generally, if a person had a weird assay, and I got to call it that, right? Because you still have your adjudication. You still have your day where you can tell your story. So we just mark it as something showed up. But in the meantime, while we're clearing that up, that person's license is revoked. That would be standard. So to Bill Haney's point, it's a little bit odd. Now, when I talk to you about where does the show end and where does the show begin, there is nothing in here that helps Devin. The make-believe that you can come out to cover for a loss because the opponent had a secretive substance, it just doesn't work that way. And maybe it should, but it doesn't. The human psychology, it does not matter. There is nobody out there whose favorite fighter once upon a time was Devin Haney, who they believed in was the pound-for-pound GOAT, and it stumbled, and he doesn't have that now put him back. There is not one human out there who believed Devin Haney to be the pound-for-pound greatest, and he fell. They then got the results of this drug test. And in their mind, they put him back. So what is it that Team Haney is going for? And if it's a rematch, Bill Haney's doing everything right. Just keep talking about it, keep that going on, keep that out there. It's a big problem in getting the rematch. Like, if that's really what you're after, you have to make sure that you know where the lines are, because if you get Ryan Garcia banned forever, you can't have the rematch. So you got to kind of be careful how you're wording that and make sure that you keep track. That's called marking out for your own gimmick. You got to make sure that you don't do that. Like, don't be overly successful with your campaign to ban Ryan Garcia if you're trying to get your son the biggest payday that he possibly can, which is the rematch. Okay, fine. It is very interesting, though, and nobody else would want to be treated like that. And we never do that as human beings, right? We want to judge everybody else on their actions as opposed to their intent. But we want to be judged on our intent as opposed to our actions. We will do that to everybody. Well, but I didn't mean to. And you want people to know, but you'll never give them the benefit of the doubt. And it would be very easy for Devin Haney someday to have something pop up that's against the rules. When I tell you how easy that would be, it would be easy because they don't know the rules. I had to go before a commission one time just to personalize it. And I had one of the commissioners that was judging me that owned a marijuana shop. Marijuana at that time was banned. As a matter of fact, the same day that I had my hearing, Nick Diaz was banned for marijuana. And one of the commissioners that banned him owned a marijuana shop. I think that's interesting. I mean, at a minimum, I think that you would find that interesting. I remember being at a commission hearing. There's 5 commissioners up there. I'm down here in Upstate. And all 5 of them have coffee in front of them. Now, that might sound simple, but caffeine is a banned substance within competition. Out of competition, you can have all the caffeine you want. It won't even be tested for. If it is tested for, it won't even be noted. In competition, there is a limit. That limit is said to be roughly 2 cups of coffee within a 15-minute period. It is said that if you have 2 cups of coffee within a 15-minute period, your caffeine levels will be above the allowed limit. And I'm sitting in a commission hearing with one guy that owns a pot shop and all 5 of them drinking caffeine. None of them knew caffeine had a limit and was against the rules. I don't say this to try to be cutesy or funny with you. What I'm sharing for Bill Haney saying that Ryan Garcia should have a lifetime ban prior to getting an adjudication and simply not accepting that there could be anything or any reason or any explanation outside of an assay collected by VADA. It could very easily happen to his own son. And the reason it could happen to his own son is his own son doesn't know the rules. For example, if Bill Haney's watching this, when he hears that I just said 2 cups of coffee in a 15-minute period will put your caffeine levels in the illegal category, he did not know that. And that's not like my cutesy gotcha. There's a lot of them that no one knows. So you gotta be kidding me. You can't do that. You gotta be kidding me. If I sleep next to a pregnant woman, I could scientifically proven, I could get things from her that'll put my, you gotta be kidding me. Is this a joke? You gotta be joking. There's certain things in meat that I could eat and have no idea and then test positive. These aren't just cover stories guys put out like this is scientifically proven. As far-fetched and silly as those are, as much as when a guy generally pops. All right, he was cheating. And not only was he cheating, you're very seldomly caught the first time. Like if they find a couple of things in your system, you're more likely that you have 5 or 6 and 4 went undetected. So I'm not attempting to cover for it. I'm just trying to point out that I don't know exactly what Bill Haney's doing. Devin Haney had a very hard time with the reality that he got his ass whooped by Ryan Garcia. So like when he was trying to confront that, go, how did this happen? I couldn't have trained harder. I couldn't have been more disciplined. Like as he's trying, I got my answer. Because he was cheating. Like it's one of those things. Okay, fair enough. Like as an athlete, there's certain things that you have to do. But if you're in Bill Haney's spot, and this topic was dying down, you've reignited it by calling for somebody's lifetime ban when they haven't even had an ability to talk about what could have possibly happened. Are you just trying to build a rematch? Great. All's fair in love and war. Or are you being literal? Because if you're being literal and you get your way and they ban Ryan for life, there is no rematch. Now, we're dealing in a world of dum-dums, so you got to slow them down. Got to really slow them down. Try to educate them. This had happened to you or this had happened to your son. Would you want him to have room to apologize? Would you want him to have room to deal with a punishment, to pay a fine, to make this right? Or would you want him to be done forever without telling his side of it? And not for nothing, you can have any opinion you want. I won't try to influence you. But I will back Bill Haney up when he says Garcia should be banned. In every other thing we've ever seen like this, the person is banned until a future date comes where they're even given a disciplinary time or they can explain themselves. This is one of the many reasons I don't understand why an athlete would ever subject themselves to VADA.